Amy, thank you for being here. Quick intro for everyone. Can you share a little bit about like yourself, your name, and your role, and what do you do?
Hi everyone, I'm Amy Juarez. My role at my company is I'm the CEO of TI, and then I'm the VP of Operation at Design Source Media. So yeah, that's about it.
Nice, nice. Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for being here. And so my show is all about helping others really think building their leadership team or their remote team through leadership and through different tools like technology and really like how do I work with a remote team and just bring on guests like yourself, sharing their story, your story in your case, you're in the Philippines, right? And your journey working as an EA and all the way up to really being business partners. We're business partners in the work that we do. So to get started, let's jump in a time machine and go back into the past. And for me, it's a little bit blurry, but I hope you have better memory than I do. So we're going
Same.
back to 2016. Prior to that, right? I looked into the records and I was like, oh, you know what? Amy started back in April of 2016 to be exact.
Yeah.
And so I guess, do you remember how we first met?
Yeah. If it's 2016, 16, it's about like 10 years ago. On April, 10 years ago. When I started, I was a job seeker that wanted to do a remote work back then. And I know it wasn't very popular, like remote working, because all of us are working at the office. That's the standard. And then, after thousands of online application, I got interviewed by um your, I think, project manager that time. The offer was good enough for a newbie like me in the industry. So I think I have like not less than a year of experience for being a VA. And then I remember it was a hybrid setup because we have an office back then
Yeah.
in Metro Manila. So I accepted the offer because it was aligned in my expertise and background. And then, and my ultimate goal was always to be able to travel and not tied up as a corporate slave.
Mm.
Yeah, and then we met at my first day because you usually greet your new employees at their first day. So meet with the president. So yeah. And
Okay.
then the rest is history.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's how it got started, huh? I guess prior to, so what triggered your application process? Do you remember? Like, were you working somewhere else? Or was it another remote opportunity? Or were you working in, let's say, a BPO? Like, do you remember?
Yeah, I believe I went to my mom's country, Australia. So I was a overseas Filipino worker. Before that, I do freelancing, event photographer, all about like art, and that's my hustle. So I wanted to have a work that is very stable, that I don't need to find my own clients, and sometimes I get lazy to find a client, so I don't have work, I don't have money.
Mm.
So I wanted to level up my career just like that. And also like in the Philippines, it's very hard when you're a creative, so they kind of exploit our salary when it comes to, if you're a designer, something like that. So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
below minimum or a minimum wage or earner.
yeah,
So it's hard for me to spend it on travel when you're a minimum wage earner. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, and I remember when you first started, you started off as my EA.
Yeah.
I did not know you were that creative and you're really into
Mm,
design and you sent me some of the murals, right? Like the
yeah.
walls up some of Amy's amazing work. I didn't even know. I was like, oh, cool. My EA, just here's some assignment. And next thing you know, like, wait a minute, maybe you're pretty creative, right? And
Yeah.
then, what kind of happened after,
I
actually,
think
what did you start off with? What's your first role in the organization?
EA. The
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's because of the job description. I believe it was doing admin stuff, which is kind of, you can learn that anywhere.
Yeah.
It's easy. I think if you just have the focus and dedication and passionate about anything, like
Yeah.
admin work is easy to do. Especially I'm a creative person. But I think I'm eyeing on it is because of your web and IT agency. It's relevant on my creative side.
Yeah.
And then the job description mentioned that if you're an EA or a virtual assistant, you'll do social media posting.
Yeah.
So you'll handle the social media of your company, which is Designs Media. So you handle all the creatives on the job posting. So yeah, I immediately applied because it's kind of relevant. I would know that someone in the company might appreciate how I creative myself, and then maybe
Yeah.
had the chance. I did take the chance or the risk that maybe the president or the manager would see how creative I am. There's a chance of promoting or another role is opening, I would easily apply as this is a designer on that company on your company. So yeah,
And there was, right? There was an
there.
opportunity. There was,
Yes,
right? And do you remember the details of that? Like, how did you get that, go through that transition?
I believe when our designer that time is promoted as project manager.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was promoted to project manager. So the
Oh,
design
there's a vacancy.
open.
Yeah,
So, and
yeah.
then I
No,
volunteer myself.
yeah. No, what should we do? Oh, look. Hey, Dave. I can help with that design role.
I did volunteer myself, and we are a small team back then. So I think we're into optimizing each of every employee that we have. So I
Yeah.
agreed to actually I don't care about money that time. I just want like the title or what I do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I told you that I'm gonna be your EA plus the web designer as well.
Yeah. The
So
hustle.
yeah, I can do both. So I'm that dedicated
Yeah.
on
Now,
um
do you remember how many people we had back then?
two developers and then one project manager and then me four.
Yeah, four.
Sorry, five, and then more on the billing side.
Yeah. Hey.
So I also do the billing for I remember QuickBooks.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good times, good times. Then okay, so then um I guess was there a point where you went full-time designer and then what happened then?
I think you gave the cue that it's okay that I don't have any EA. I can handle myself. You mentioned that to me, and
Yeah.
then I feel like that's the time where yeah I did the full time as you asked for my help with the EA things, but I think it's okay.
Yeah, when it got really, really busy, right?
Yeah, true.
Then what happened after that role, as a designer?
Yeah, another our project manager that time, Rachel, did quit, and I think you're just waiting for me to say that I wanna be a project manager too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A little nudging, right? A little pushing.
Yeah. True. For me it's like I got a bit scared because it's not really my I wanna be a creative director, more on the creative side. Like I don't wanna lead a bunch of creative persons. So
Yeah,
just like me, it's different when you lead bunch of developers, lead your clients as well. You do client facing. So I'm kind of hesitant, but I think I'm on the passionate side that I really want to help our company. Yeah, that's what interests me is like it's not beyond my goal right now. I did love how our culture and then our company environment was. And and also a part of me also wanted your vision to came true. Your goals and vision for the company is also my vision as well. That's why I did volunteer again myself to become a project manager.
Yeah, yeah. So you stepped out of your comfort zone, right? Because
Yeah.
I remember during that time, I mean, we had a little bit of drama and a little bit of chaos, right? People were leaving. Yeah, not like
Yeah.
it's not like a whole exodus, but just a few people were leaving. We found out that they weren't doing stuff that they were supposed to be doing, and so there was a bit of churn, people leaving, and at that point, I'm like, hey, Amy, I need some help here, and you stepped
Mm.
up, right? Stepped up on the plate, and you took it from there, and so which is amazing, which is awesome. I'm so grateful of that.
Yeah.
So now this was probably what 2018. I want to say
And
like
then
that.
and
Yeah,
for a project manager.
yeah. And then he got promoted to senior project manager,
Yeah.
and then ops.
Yeah.
So how did that happen? It seems like it just happened like overnight.
I think because we're slowly growing, so we have a bunch of people coming in and the same experience as I have. Like they step up. For example, Zaina, she started as graphic designer and then went to project manager and now CSM. So I think that also helped me pass down what are my responsibility during the design work or the project manager, because I know I could trust another person to do it. Yeah. And I believe that that's the time where I did the operations as well.
Mm.
And it's because I'm boasting, but I think I'm the best person to handle that because I went to EA and other, I've like handled all of the like the departments.
Yeah, you have exposure, you have experience in a
Yeah.
lot of the parts of the organization, right?
Yeah. And I think that's the reason why I really wanted to help our company. And it's not about like, it's really beyond my work as well.
Mm.
Like, I'm DSM as my own as well. That's why, even if it's not my dream job, I would go around and help as long as it will gain, as long as Design Source Media will gain something from it.
Yeah, yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, and I guess you mentioned like dream job. I mean, I guess what is your belief? Like now that we have kids, and if someone younger that are coming to us starting their career, like say their dream is go into art, right? What would you tell them?
Like for me, that I got my own like dream job. It's fascinating because people or human beings are tend to not become contented. So that's what happened to me. Like I did somewhat accomplish my goal to get dream or get a job with the creative side or a designer. But on the journey, that because I'm so passionate about everything I do, I found another purpose that it's bigger than my goal. So it's helping or creating more opportunity for others. So I think that's basically the best feeling in the world. Loving my journey and yeah, doing passionate things that I love without, people telling to like hold back. You'll find yourself in a good place. Is that
Mm,
yeah, in a good place or yeah, in another purpose that it's more than you.
okay, so finding your purpose. Um, the way
Yeah.
I look at it, and what I'm hearing too, is like back in 2018, right, or even further back, 2016. You had a dream, and at that point, yeah, that was your dream, but also
Yeah.
human nature. But as we gain more experience and wisdom, and our life changes, right, our dreams could change too. And back then,
Mm,
you didn't know necessarily all the options too, right, or what's out
true.
there. So for someone that is just starting off in their career and they may have like a dream, that's great. You can start moving towards that goal, but don't get stuck and saying, all right, that will always be my dream for the rest of my life until the day I die. But the dreams can change and can evolve and can become bigger and bigger. And usually that's the case, right? Ambition, right? Or human nature, right? We want to be more ambitious. We want to be a better version of ourselves, and we want our children to be a better version of us, right? So yeah, I totally see that. So you're currently also still the VP of apps and for DSM, but also we started DSM Talent, right? And then the 7TI, which is the Philippines branch. How did that all happen? This first episode might not even be enough, right? Time for all that, but very high level, right? Like, how did it all get started? Because there's opportunities at every point, right? Going from EA, right? Finding the opportunity, like, hey, you applying to 1,000 applications, and finally, yes, this is the one. It's a good alignment, and I'm hoping to get into the creative role. So, which you did. You became a designer. And then from the design, then another opportunity opened up and you took advantage of it. You're like, hey, yes, this opportunity, this isn't something I normally would take on. This is actually, quote unquote, my dream from 2016, but I'm taking on anyways. So a project manager, then senior project manager. And then VP of apps, because the team was growing and you took on the opportunity. Yes, I will take this challenge on. So now we're here. What created this next challenge in our organization?
So our team is growing, and then of course we wanted to hire more and hire the right people, but we don't have any HR team or a recruitment team because we're just maybe around 10. Like our maximum employees are like going around in 8 to 10 people. So yeah, I was also doing the HR work and recruitment and do the posting, and we're just referring our openings by mouth, like by friends of friends. So it's really hard for you and I to hire. And then I noticed one thing, a remote work, because the norm before is when you have a remote work, you don't have any employee benefits like government benefits and also like HMO. Most of the corporate jobs in the Philippines have that. So people come and go in our company. It's easier to like leave this because I don't have any ties with this company. It's not registered. It's not registered in the Philippines. So I can easily go a wall and anytime I want, because it won't hurt my record in the Philippines. That I've worked
That's pretty common, right? Just people ghosting, people just quitting without any notice. Like, hey, I'm done, right?
Yeah, and it also affects our operation because you've trained that new hire for months. Next thing you know, you can't contact that employee anymore because that's really normal for remote job, that people come and go because it's not officially operating in the Philippines. That's why I think that solution is what I think the best route for both our company, for the whole Design Source Media team.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just want to make it clear for anyone that's listening in. It's like it's not because we want to like force them to be here because they're tied to benefits, right? And for those that are thinking, they're like, oh yeah, I'll just offer a good pay and provide a good working environment. But still, there are people that still leave, right?
True.
And can you think of some examples? Like, why would someone leave even though the company may have a good culture or they're well paid? Why would they still leave without the?
Because our benefits, just an overview, we also do extend that benefit to their loved ones or their family. So I think it's not tangible, but I know everyone who wanted to be an employee here would definitely appreciate it.
Yeah.
And it seems that we feel valued with that.
Yeah, because I've seen it, and I've seen other business owners. I lost a really valuable team member because they had to find another place to work at because they offered benefits and they didn't. So anyways, I digress. So now, okay, so we're thinking about benefits, which we didn't offer before. So,
Yeah.
and then I guess, and then what happened after that?
I think it shows with our clients that they appreciate that every time they made a ticket or ask our developers or our designers to recreate or do something about their website, because we're offering websites until now. But yeah, that's our main services. It seems like our developer is still with us for a very very long time. They've known, for example, Christian for a very long time. And if they compare it to, like, in Upwork, they've tried to find their own developer. They haven't had a luck to, like, to stick with one contractor alone. So I think that's their main hurdle. And they find it amazing and awesome that every time they ask for our help, it is just one developer all over again. Like,
Yeah.
they've known our developers for years, so our developer already know their style on how they think, actually, whenever they wanted to build something on their website. So it's the relationship maybe that attracts them. And then yeah, I think that give us both the light bulb moment that we want to help other business owners as well to find the right people for their company.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but in order to do all of that, well, we need to set up an entity, right?
Yeah.
And I am not Filipino. I'm not living in the Philippines. I don't have a citizenship there. So we needed to partner up, and I couldn't find a better partner than you. So,
Yeah.
and I am so glad. Like, hey, Amy, you want to take on all the risk and all the liability and everything, and set up a business entity
True.
in the Philippines? Right. So I am extremely grateful for that. But we first started, right? We first started for our own organization, right? We wanted to take care of our
Yeah,
own people. And also,
of
like,
course.
at that point, I wasn't even thinking about offering it, like, to anyone else. We're like, maybe
Yeah.
that'd be cool, but you know what? This is really complicated. It can just get really messy really quick. So let's take care of our own team members first. So we started setting up the benefits and the HR systems, and then we're like, okay, I think this is working out pretty well. And then
Yeah. We're comfortable on sharing our knowledge.
yeah, knowledge, SOP, and then finally offering the service, right? Like, we
Yeah.
will help you find talent in the from the Philippines, right? And manage talent too. Awesome. Was there throughout the whole journey, right? Was there a point where you saw DSM as more than just a job?
Of course, every time. Every time, but it seems like it's bigger than me if I'm taking care of others. So I think that is like the biggest switch.
Hmm. Okay. So for business owners out there, it's easy to get caught up, right, in the day to day. Like, oh yeah, I gotta get these projects, gotta sell these widgets, gotta do this, but you don't want to forget, what is our mission, what is our vision, right? And how big is it? And can the team members come together and say, all right, we'll relay together and achieve that great, really big mission. So, well, thank you for sharing that. Let's see, what were some of the biggest mistakes you made? You're like, oh no, this is really embarrassing.
I think probably we had a big client. I won't name it.
Yeah. Just completely blew out. No.
I think I haven't, like, presented myself very well, and I did made a mistake that I didn't stand my ground of what we wanted as an expert to to their business. So I think that's what that we did, step back because we're thirsty for money, or we don't want to lose that client. That's why
Yeah.
we say yes. So I think that's the biggest mistake that I remember so far. I wanted, if I had a chance back then, I would say no.
Yeah.
I would learn to say no, even though we're so small.
Yeah. Sometimes it's tough. I mean, it's like, I mean, we weren't necessarily starving, but we were a small business, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's only a few of us, and every project counted, and so it's tough, right? Back then, you're like, oh
True.
no, we want to make sure we roll out the red carpet, and we're like, whatever you
True.
want, Mr. and Mrs. Client, right? Whatever you want, we'll do
True.
for you. But the problem is, what the client wants, what the customer wants, isn't always right. A lot of times, it isn't.
Correct.
Right? They hired
True.
us to be experts, but we
Yeah.
chose to just listen to whatever they want. It's like a doctor saying, okay, well, whatever pill you want, I'll write you a prescription, right? Here you go. Right? That's a scary
True.
doctor.
Yeah. I think that's the mistake that I did.
Yeah. Well, we survived. Thankfully, knock on wood, right? We survived. We're still here. Definitely, there was a. I guess. Do you remember like what were some of the changes we've had to do, since that like major event?
We really did focus on our system and how we communicate things. For example, I believe our process are more clearer. We present, we did do the onboarding, and even on the sales, like we always do meeting notes. That's our receipt, right? So on operations back then, but we also do the we list the things so without an AI before. So
All the little like note takers, right?
yes. So being that, and like we did like the to-dos with our clients and to-dos on our side. We mentioned that on the meeting notes. So it's all structured. No topic is like forgotten, so
Yeah.
we have to put it on the meeting notes and implement it right away. And also like our structure on how to do SOPs. Before, we're just using Microsoft, I forgot
Oh yeah, it
one.
was one of the notes. It's like comparable to
Yeah, the
Evernote, but from Microsoft,
yes.
right? I think OneNote. I
Yeah,
think it was OneNote.
OneNote. Yeah,
Yeah, we were using
I'm
OneNote.
sometimes
It's still around.
accessing it. Yeah, I
It's
did
still around.
access it. It is still around. Our notes are still around.
Wow. I should check that out.
And then yeah, I think yeah, we switch on, getting all of our receipt. That's how we can protect. And then yeah, learning to say no. I remember that we always do out of the scope and not bill the clients. Remember
Yeah.
that?
Oh yeah, yeah. We lose so much money, and we look at it like how much time do we spend on this?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it made things worse too, because now at that point we were setting the clients up for like, oh well, every time we send David and Amy some additional requests, they're not going to charge us. So now we're
True.
setting that expectation, and then
Yeah.
it's harder and harder to ask, like, oh, sorry, this is out of scope now, right? We just
The
dug ourselves, a hole that we couldn't even get out of ourselves.
if the developer and designer is assigned to that project, they would also listen to the project scope or at the beginning, so that they would know if it's out of scope, and they would let me know and you if the client is requesting uh another tool or another functionality that isn't on the contract.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that was that was actually our first iteration. Our developers are on top of it.
True.
They don't even need to let our CSMs know. They're like, "Hey, client, this is actually out of scope," and they've already
True.
quoted the hours. Like, "Oh, this will take 2 hours of
True.
work. Would you like us to move forward?" So, like, our developers now are like mini salespeople that are upselling
True.
for us. I'm like,
Yeah.
how did that happen?
True. They're very careful. And we haven't, to be honest, like all of that losing our money, we haven't like deduct it to their salary. So we're doing a positive reinforcement every time. We just let our people know how
Yeah.
it affect it, how it how would this affect to to the whole company, not
Yeah.
just you, because it's not always about one's fault. It's always like the team's fault.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, everyone taking ownership, right?
Yes.
Of it, and just realizing what each person actually has control over, and what they can do to
Mm.
help drive that mission forward. So yeah, it's amazing. We're like 40 minutes in, so I don't want to take too much of our time or your time. We could probably talk for another 3 hours. Really, we have so much
Mm.
history and so much that we've gone through together. So again, thank you, Amy, for being here, and hope to see you in other future episodes, and we can talk about different topics too.
True.
Well, thank you, Amy, for being here.
No worries.
Okay. All right, take care.
Yeah. Thank you too. Bye bye. Bye.